Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to dive into the interview Jason House did with NBC5 Chicago's Regina Waller. We'll be breaking it down, and as usual, I'll be adding in some relevant clips to give more context to what Jason is discussing. Real quick, let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from, whether it's in the U.S. or anywhere else in the world.
You've been following this
also, let me know how
Dolton
long
and
you've been
Thornton
following the
Township
ongoing
drama.
Dolton and Thornton Township drama. Before we jump in, I want to give a huge shout out to all my returning subscribers and a warm welcome to my new ones. You guys are really helping the channel grow, and I genuinely appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. Thank you so much. Now, without further ado, let's get into this interview.
Has she conceded? Has she said she accepts the results to you yet?
I have not heard anything from former Mayor Henyard.
Riding around and get it. Right.
Right now, I just think we have to focus on the village. That's what we've been doing and we're going to continue to do.
So we met with some residents early this morning, and they had some things they wanted to focus on for the future. One of them being having Village Hall open to them, you know, as normal, so they can use it as a normal Village Hall, not just a little area sectioned off. Village halls are public buildings, administrative centers run for the benefit of a community. In South suburban Dolton, most of the Village Hall is now off limits. This small entryway with 4 seats, the only place residents and business owners are allowed.
So, you guys doing a lot of snitching.
So to every single taxpayer in the city.
Dan Lee has lived in Dolton since 1989. He and several other residents gathered outside of Village Hall Tuesday afternoon. They say the new restrictions are just part of the ongoing issues with Mayor Tiffany Henyard and her administration.
I feel that this is a deflection from what's really happening in the village with the money, what happened in Vegas.
I came up here to get some FOIA requests, and I had to wait for somebody to come to the window.
Kiana Belcher says she learned about the new restrictions last week on social media.
Myself and another trustee came up here saying that it says it's restricted access, employees only, and they have it where at the time it wasn't even any chair.
In a statement, the village told NBC5 access to Village Hall was restructured to protect staff due to overwhelming threats of violence as a result of the continuous misinformation portrayed by the media and internet bloggers who are using Dolton as a means to generate ratings and revenue. The statement goes on to say staff and elected officials have received several disturbing communications via email, social media, phone calls, and visitors from across the country. As such, security protocols have changed.
But any type of threats, we have police officers, so they should be able to accommodate and stand over here. But to limit the access for everyday business that has to be taken care of, it's a problem.
They also talked about business licenses and having code enforcement. All those things, do you think you'd be tackling those?
We absolutely will. We've had conversations as recent as this morning on what it'll take for us to make sure we can get the Village Hall open. In terms of business license, the board has already taken steps to issue business licenses within the past 3 months. We've issued over 23 business licenses. We have ordinances that'll allow us to do the liquor licenses so we can stop all of
A business owner took legal action after she says the mayor refused to sign paperwork she needed to open her business.
This is the 3rd time this year that this case has been before a Cook County judge. Today, the owners of the business are able to walk away with 2 of the 3 liquor licenses they applied for, while Mayor Henyard is facing a serious charge from the judge.
Tim, where you at? St. Patrick, where you at? I gotta brag on y'all.
Frustration and relief for a small business owner.
It's about time.
Tiffany Kamara left the Cook County courtroom with the liquor licenses she needs to open St. Patrick's, a family-owned restaurant and banquet hall on Lincoln Avenue in Dolton.
This is Tiff, right here. Tiffany, you know I say Tiff, but that's my name, so you know we Tiff, right? St. Patrick right here, and it's called St. Patrick, just like Power's eyes. But not with all the other mess, but just like Power.
It's been over, like he said, in November.
Kamara took legal action after she says she wasn't able to obtain licenses from Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who also serves as liquor commissioner.
Attorney for the owners of this restaurant here behind us say they believe Henyard didn't sign those liquor licenses for personal reasons, even though it was her job to do it.
Wednesday, Cook County Judge Cecilia Horan gave Henyard until 5 p.m. Thursday night to sign the licenses, but that deadline not met. In court Friday, Henyard signed them after the judge threatened her with contempt. After the licenses were signed, the judge found Henyard in indirect criminal contempt, but she wasn't taken into custody.
There are different kinds of contempt. What that means is that in the presence of the court, the mayor was disrespectful to the authority of the court because she was asked by the judge, will you sign the licenses, yes or no? And instead of answering the judge's question, she was she didn't talk in circles.
And if you need information, you should ask for information that you feel you need. Don't get to a board meeting and put on a show. How you gonna lead Trustee House when you don't even know where to start? So how dare you get here and showboat for people out there in the audience? So when you state facts, state the truth. state facts that make.
So because of that, the judge held her in indirect criminal contempt.
When you look back over the past couple of years, what's been the most challenging for you?
The most challenging has been the frustration when you have a resident call you and you're not able to help them. Because residents they elect us for us to be able to have services, give them what they've looked for, and with the divisive nature of the last administration, we really couldn't have access to communicate with the employees, and they are hardworking individuals that want to help the residents, but they're given directives that don't serve the community.
Residents being denied access to Village Hall.
For several years as the director of the building department, I'm disgruntled by how the administration treated the employees, the residents, the business owners, and even the contractors. No one should walk into a government office with questions and concerns and walk away feeling defeated.
And as an elected official, we're trying to further that and give the employees and the residents comfort that we're going to do the right thing. That wasn't happening in the last administration.
We were told as department heads several times on a daily basis not to help this person or that person because of personal issues.
Was it hard for you to even get just any business accomplished? It seemed like, you come to the meetings, it didn't seem like you were able to get things accomplished. Was that hard for you also?
Extremely difficult, and I think you're being polite by saying it seemed like it was exactly what it looked like.
Hey, you say you bring back the bag, so you should have the money. She just explained to you grant money. I do. I always get money. Let's be clear about that.
So we're going to take a loan. We're going to take a loan out for a lesser amount.
Okay.
Can I make the motion?
Okay, give me 1 minute. So if you're smart, which I don't think you are, because y'all try to be smart, a smart addict.
It's a shame that we even had to go through this. If our items was placed on the agenda, we would go through the meeting and continue on and go about our way. But because of someone wanted to be a self-servant and not a public servant, these are the things that we're encountering. It's sad, and yes, she said clickbait. It's a shame that probably from now until she go to jail, we'll be looking at camera people in here. We shouldn't be on TV every first Monday about what's going on in the village of Dolton. It's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. But at the same time, the same person creates all this chaos. Are y'all not going to the Thornton meetings? Y'all see the same thing happening over there. It's not the same people. So who is the common denominator? Who is the person that's really creating the chaos?
However, it became important for the board that we fight for transparency and we hold the administration accountable. We really wanted to progress the community. That was the goal 4 years ago. And quickly, our job shifted to being the protectors of the purse or trying to reduce the damage. And we've done that the best we can with the assistance of your network and other networks and other YouTubers. The transparency part became to the forefront. I think that we've given a good education, although one that we didn't want to the public, and how politics or the importance of transparency in politics, how government operates, and now we're ready to take that to the next level and really show that Dolton is about service.
I hate to go back to the meetings, but in some of the meetings, sometimes there would be bickering. You tended to stay away from all of that. Would that be true?
I tried my hardest.
Jason House versus Tiffany Henyard.
I'm gonna move forward.
I have two comments, man.
Yeah, you got to try to rebuttal. I mean, fix your lie. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna help.
I really just want to know your official stance on this.
You got to know my official nothing. You a trustee.
Are you advocating for an increase or are you not?
I just answered all your questions. You a trustee.
For better context and clarity, Jason House is asking Tiffany Henyard, the mayor, how she feels about the taxes possibly being raised.
You must do your job. Do what your conscience tell you. Don't be trying to get me to say something other than what you need to know. No, and I'm asking you, trustee, make a decision. You want to be the boss? It come with cost. Be the boss. Go ahead. Boss up and make a decision on what you want to do. You either for it or you not. Stop. Make a decision, right? Y'all make decisions when y'all have secret stirrup meetings, right? Y'all make decisions when y'all cut off this budget. Y'all made all the decisions, right? So make a decision. Stop trying to sit here and throw it back my way. Own up.
For better context and clarity, Jason House is asking Mayor Tiffany Henyard how she feels about the possibility of raising taxes.
Mayor, so are you suggesting that we increase? What are you suggesting?
Don't
no,
put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth.
You the leader. What are you suggesting we do?
I just suggested it goes to It goes to the committee and the board decides whether they want to increase it or not. It's not up to me.
No. But you're my leader, so I'm asking.
I only vote.
What do you suggest, Mayor? Do you feel we should raise it or not?
Wait a minute. Did I hear you say I'm your leader?
You are right now.
Okay then. All right then. Thank you.
For another 2 months, but tell me what you think, Mayor. Come on.
Then thank you. Let it go to committee.
Oh, so you don't want to give a response? That's what I'm talking about with mayor leadership. When you're supposed to respond and say, trustee, I think we should raise it. I think we should not. I think we should go this route. You never give any opinion because you don't want to be held accountable for anything. I don't like that. So now you put back on the board, but you never say what you think, Mayor. What do you think, Mayor?
Trustee, when I tell you what I think, then you start an argument with me. Go ahead, Trustee. It's not an argument.
You're not telling me anything. Right. You just saying go to committee and put it back on the board. You're not saying what the mayor thinks we should do is what I'm asking you. You're not responding for that.
Thank you for your comment. I know, right. Trustee House, did you have a comment?
Yeah, every once in a while, I mean, there's comments that are made, so I feel like we all became a part of it. I think it started with the leader and a bad agenda or an agenda that was geared towards fighting. But I tried my hardest to stay out of that. I was trustee for 8 years, and one of the biggest complaints, even for the last 12 years, was the back and forth.
I want to commend Trustee Norwood, Trustee Tammy Brown, Trustee Kiana
Trustee.
Belcher. Man,
Trustee.
Floor is mine, Mayor.
Trustee.
I want to commend
Trustee.
them standing in here during these attacks.
Trustee.
I know the mayor does not want to hear
Trustee.
what you said. However,
this is why the meetings get out of order. Can you stay on track with what we're talking about, which is corporate views? If you want to say your comment, you can say your comment after it's a motion and a second on the floor, Trustee. Trustee. Talk about the bills. What do you want to supersede and do?
But everybody was giving acknowledgement. So we want to talk about the bills and what the board has cut out. The bills are not being paid currently at this very moment.
I'm gonna let you finish. You out of order, but I'm just trying to show y'all how y'all be so disrespectful, and y'all expect the respect to be respect. Y'all expect the respect to be respect. You out of order, trustee. Stick to the facts. The facts is on the agenda. We're on corporate bills. Talk about the bills.
For state bank, which is our police vehicles, the Durangos and the Fiats for public works. That bill was approved by the board May of 2023. We received an email stating that those cars will be repossessed if we do not get any payment. That email had been communicated already. Nobody responded. So imagine my surprise 7 months later, I get an email and I forward the email over like I do the other 15 that I received. No response. And then come in here and say, oh, the board cut something out. I'm going over. These construction repaved all those streets. We're happy for that. Board approved that. June of 2023, they are owed $300,000. Just got an email 2 days ago about the police ammunition. Hasn't been paid. Overdue, December of 23. That hadn't even been presented to the board. So the board is approving what's needed. Another one, I'm getting calls about electricity, lights not being put on. Residents say the board hasn't approved it. MEAD, which is the light post. For those who are not getting their lights turned on, board approved that. September 2023. Lights still not on. MEAD still has not received the payment. At the end of the day, vendors are not being paid. Board approved it. The vendors are not being paid. I understand that everybody up there had to say what they were told to say. Brother Moore, you prayed us in on unity. You prayed us in and came with the most divisive speech I heard in my life. Don't pray for me no more.
That don't make no sense to me. You're leading these people blindly. The 4 trustees that's following, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Trustee Norwood, Trustee Brown, and Trustee Stevens. Both of y'all, all y'all, should be ashamed. Oh, and Boucher too. They just sat here and told you, and that still wasn't good enough, Trustee House. You still want to sit here and be nonchalant, play on your phone, and not take care of the people? That's how you want to do it? But you want to be the leader, right? You want to be the mayor, right? But you don't want to take care of the business and run it like a mayor. Stand up now. Go ahead. Tell people that you're going to pay for the services that they need. And as I always say, resident, just because you wear a suit don't make you suit. And that's trustee house.
These are the things that, as a board, just to make a comment. And I understand the residents' frustration, so I want to make sure that the residents understand when you're making your comments and you're coming up here, we so get the dictatorship that's being imposed here. The mayor wants to continue to try to pretend that the community is being served and residents being heard. We had about 15 residents that came up here. I didn't know any of them. Then you turn around and get an hour and a half of a dialogue, which we're gonna hear another one after this, because the mayor didn't get her way. I want to thank all the residents that do that. I get the phone calls and the prayers from that say, how do you stay calm? And I guess I gotta make noise in order to get heard up in this house because it's outrageous. my response to all the clapback, all the videos and everything else she does is I'm just gonna say this right now, Mayor, and I really hope you just learn to grow up. Please. Everything that I said, I have a document that's backed it up. I haven't come out of nowhere with it. We are still sitting in a deficit. We have no finance reports that have been given in the last 7 months. But I'm gonna say this again, please grow up, represent this village with dignity. This meeting would not be this long if you learned just to summarize your points and move on. Anytime somebody speaks that fast, watch your wallet. And that's what's going on here now. Residents, I will say again, this deficit is real. We have troubles. Watch your wallet when people are talking that fast. That concludes my comments.
Were there at times residents, were they disrespected or treated in a way that they shouldn't have been at some of these meetings?
Oh, absolutely. They were disrespected with the doors being locked. With not having access to their own village hall, they were disrespected. With not being able to make it into board meetings, they were disrespected with the penning over their shoulders in a military fashion. And it was also the help of the residents. I have to compliment that assisted with us changing the meeting over to the Park District and getting that ruling with the Attorney General's office that this space is unfit. What was really a shame is that it took so long for those things which we felt to be common sense, but it would take 2 or 3 months for us to get a ruling on something like the Open Meetings Act.
Now, let's take a look at what Trustee Tiffany Henyard had to say to the previous mayor about this very same issue.
I'm thankful that this meeting is here. For 2 years, 3 years, she said everything was here was illegal. Now she's forced to come here to do the right thing. The judge forced her to come here to do the right thing. And she's been saying that secret squirrel meeting for how long? And people will believe in it?
Then they turn around and have a secret squirrel meeting at the Park District. Why? Just to pass their narrative of the things they want.
I couldn't believe I looked at this agenda and saw the word secret squirrel on a freaking, on a professional agenda for a village.
And then the very next, I believe 2 days later, they had a special meeting.
Secret squirrel meeting.
If you look on that first page, she has secret squirrel meeting on there. You know what made that necessary? 11 council meetings.
You were a trustee for 8 years.
Yes.
Was it hard for you to make the decision to become or run for mayor?
It's an honor to make the decision to run for mayor. An honor that the residents felt that, on the surface began to say, we feel that you can be the mayor. Additionally, to get that vote of confidence from my colleagues on the board that they feel I would be the person. It's humbling, it's an honor, it's a responsibility, and it's one that we don't take lightly.
It's a big challenge, though.
It's a huge challenge, but it's been a huge challenge for the last 4 years. Many people have seen it, it's been well documented, dealing with verbal lashings and somebody who's not telling the truth.
Tiffany accuses the trustees of holding secret behind-the-scenes meetings.
But you guys don't do your job, and if you need information, you should ask for information that you feel you need.
Every trustee up here get whatever information they request. So when they get up here lying about they don't get something, it's not true.
Are y'all not going to the authority meetings? Y'all see the same thing happening over there, and it's not the same people. So who is the common denominator?
You guys not doing y'all job as trustees, and every single time you come, you want to pick and choose who you pay. That's targeted. It got nothing to do with no deficit. It got nothing to do with we don't have the money, because we do. No, you don't. You don't control the meeting. You're not paying the bills. We're moving on. Why I gotta have all this controversy? Why I gotta have all this back and forth with my board? For what? When I put you in your seat, trustee house, Trustee Belcher never would have been a trustee. I the one made it possible for you guys to sit where you are now, and all I want to do is help the people. That's it. I grew here. The rest of them flew here. I say that all the time because I really care about where I grew up at, and I want to fix it.
How we used to do it, how we should do it, you go through every line item to be transparent with taxpayers' money. That's all we're asking.
Just because you guys did it in the past, don't make it right.
So if this town is bankrupt in 6 months or 10 months, who's gonna get the blame? Us.
Relates to us doing it the right way. I stand on transparency.
They're approving $500,000 without board approval.
You trying to scare the public into, oh, we got one night to go over this. If you guys wanted to have a committee meeting or any other type of meeting, you could have called.
This administration got handed off a great financial town because the previous administration, with Trustee House, with myself, we went through the budget. We had financial audits.
But right now, you want to do things the way you've done it in the past. And unfortunately, everything you've done in the past was not right, Trustee Stevens.
The reason why this town is in the financial condition it's in, because we took our time with the budget.
And when I became your mayor, again, the first African-American female mayor here in the village of Dolton, making history. When y'all do know I am the first. I'm the first youngest female mayor. Female. So I don't like the fact that people keep saying, oh, we didn't get it in a timely manner, we got it too late, or whatever. You still have to make it do what it do.
Do the right thing for these residents. Do the right thing.
Y'all should have thought about that when y'all was spending all the money that wasn't accounted for.
I'm glad you playing tit for tat with these people taxpayer money.
I'm glad that you're sitting there paying tit for tat too. Thank you.
All right, so do anybody want to amend the motion?
As they say, put it in the book, we will not find it. That is so true. We are so misled with misinformation that I feel bad for my community. You should definitely fact check because y'all all judging, meaning people out there are judging off of hearsay, false allegations, and not facts. Get facts first, and then make your judgment. I've been a trustee for 2 terms, won both my seats back to back. Then after that, I ran for mayor, won that by 82% that they hate on. Landslide, so that means y'all wanted to change. First female, youngest, African-American supervisor of the largest township in the state of Illinois. That's what all the hate is all about. It's all about your super mayor became too powerful too quick.
Which is legislation. If you guys will legislate, have committee meetings, you have all the information that you're claiming you're missing today, which you're not. Attacking me, a woman that made history and earned my seat and won by 82% of the vote. So that clear as day tells you that the community wanted change, and that change is Tiffany Henyard.
I know she wants to say I'm a black woman, and it's because I'm a woman. You know how many women that she's affected?
Stop. You got to do better than what you're doing right now. And right now, you're doing is keeping up confusion, keeping up mess.
I'm Tiffany Henyard from Chicago, Illinois.
Remember, I told y'all all day long, I grew here. Everybody else flew here.
I'm Tiffany Henyard from Chicago, Illinois.
Huge challenge. So we faced a huge challenge for the last 4 years. We're up for a huge challenge, and the best thing I think over the last 4 years is the community came together. So this is not a challenge for Jason House. This is a challenge for the Board of Trustees and the community to show who we really are and come out of it.
Another thing the residents we talked to earlier today said that they want to focus on, finding that right fit for police chief. Where are we at in that process?
At this moment, we do not have the ability as a trustee because my role is still as the senior trustee. By the state statute, the mayor gets the ability to appoint a chief, and the board has the ability to confirm that. So if we have a qualified person, we would confirm it.
Make sure that this was crystal clear, that you guys understand that I am the mayor and I get to appoint my appointment.
The board has passed on the last 2 recommendations because those individuals did not have the qualifications needed, and we want to make sure we have somebody that has the proper background. If we are presented with somebody as soon as tomorrow, the board, I'm sure, would consider and move that forward. We've never done anything to hold progress. We've always made sure that we moved at the speed of thorough.
Tiffany Henyard's verbal tirade, also known as grandstanding.
We're getting things done that haven't got done over 8 years that I've been on this board. But as a leader, a true leader, know how to come in and implement change, and that's exactly what I've done. I made sure I brought the right staff in.
Just out of his first federal court appearance, the physically towering Dolton and Thornton Township Manager Keith Freeman stood beside his defense attorney silent and defiant. A federal indictment filed last week accuses the South Suburban administrator of lying about his employment and income when filing for personal bankruptcy earlier this year.
The acting police chief of Dolton now facing federal charges. The grand jury indicted him on bankruptcy fraud charges today.
He's a close ally of Dolton's embattled Mayor Tiffany Henyard and the second of her top aides to face a federal indictment.
He's also charged with making false statements and perjury. Lacey is a close ally of Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
Not only did Mayor Tiffany Henyard make the hire without consent from the board, we're learning tonight the newest employee has a storied past.
Allegations were surfacing about his background, including some startling allegations of inappropriate behavior.
My next appointment will be for village administrator.
Public reporting shows Smith has been charged at least 8 times with crimes ranging from domestic battery to official misconduct. In 2012, Smith, then a young trustee in Dixmoor, resigned after pleading guilty to theft when he allegedly stole gasoline by posing as a police officer. Then in 2018, Smith was working as an assistant dean at Thornton Fractional High School when he was fired for harassment of a female student, grooming a student with lascivious intent, and inappropriate aggressive behavior towards a male student. According to his termination letter, Smith was accused of contacting a 15-year-old female student on Snapchat with inappropriate comments and making her his...
Residents of South Suburban Dolton reacting to a Fox 32 investigation that found a new village employee with a dangerous criminal past.
Redmond is close to new Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard and worked on her campaign. Redmond was hired as a code enforcement officer for the village of Dolton, a job that gives him access inside homes and businesses. He served 24 years of a 50-year sentence for taking part in the brutal gang and beating of 2 young girls in the Roseland neighborhood in 1990.
At the Dolton Police Department.
Department. WGN News has learned Ronald Burge Sr. started work Friday, appointed by Mayor Tiffany Henyard. A search of a federal court database shows Burge has been named as a defendant in at least 4 lawsuits in recent years. The majority involve allegations of political or employment retaliation. Burge is known in the south suburbs. He ran against Henyard in the 2021. A commander with the same name served under him there. He was charged in 2019 of aggravated battery and official misconduct in an encounter caught on camera at the police station.
Out of my son. Make no doubt about it. And if I thought that my son did anything wrong or out of order, believe me, as a father, as the chief of police, I would not hesitate to do what I have to do.
We have a constant pattern of her hiring people without doing a proper background check and presenting to the board. And that's our issue. That could pose a great danger to our community.
Tiffany Henyard's appointments and decision-making process.
Can you right this ship?
We will right this ship. That's our job, that's our responsibility, so absolutely.
Can you get Dolton back to good governance?
Dolton will be excellent government, and it is an excellent community. And I think if we look at how many people have come together, it's unfortunate that a rogue mayor was the cause for everybody coming together. But when we walked in the room and meetings that Ms. Henyard is not present, it felt like family. And a lot of people's talents have been highlighted in this process. So I know there's kind of a tainted image because of the top, and there's also a community feel that I've been proud of time and time again when we talk to the Board of Trustees coming together, the residents coming together with one another, and then even those outside of our city and outside of our state, the care they've taken on for our community. So I think there's a lot of positives to take out of it, and the next chapter is bright.
My last question, are you tired of Dolton being in national headlines, national news? Would you want it to be in the news for other reasons? Because right now it's the focal point of negative.
Well, it should be in the headlines for other reasons. It will be in the headlines for positive reasons. I think that the spotlight that was put on it was unfortunate, in some ways probably necessary given what we were facing, but our mandate is to turn that around, and we're going to show people what we're really made of.
You said last night it's a new day for Dolton.
Yes, it is. It's a very new day. A great beginnings. We're gonna really just work together, be humble, and continue. That's our town. That's the town I serve.
Jason House, thank you.
Thank you.